All right. Hey, everybody. Josh Rosen with you on this Rocking M media station, and I'm joined on the phone by Heath Wright from the band Ricochet. How you doing today?
Oh, Josh, I'm doing great, brother. How are you doing, man? It's a beautiful day in eastern Oklahoma. What's it like out there in Kansas?
It's doing pretty good in Kansas, too. It's we haven't jumped into the frying pan yet this summer, so that's okay.
That's good. That's good.
So we're never complaining about it, and it's actually been raining for once, so that's nice too.
Yeah, us too. We got a little rain last night, as a matter of fact.
Awesome. Well, the weather won't matter this weekend because you guys are playing at the Wheatstalk Music Festival at the Fox Theater in Hayes, and the reason the weather won't matter is because it's inside.
That's right. Hey, when I saw a festival, you always think outdoor stages and the heat and humidity of the summer festival and fair season, but not on this one. We're going to have the comfort of being in and just enjoying all kinds of great music and I tell you what, we're really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. It is two big nights. It kicks off tonight, and William Clark Green will headline tonight. And then tomorrow night, you guys are the headliner, Ricochet, and five other acts before you will start at 5 p.m., and then Ricochet will play. So it's going to be a great time. And here's even the best part. I don't know if you know this part or not, but it's free.
Yeah, I just learned that yesterday as I was advancing the show. I was asking about ticket prices, and they said, "Hey, it's free to the public. So come on out, one and all." I think it is an 18 and over show. So,
yes.
If you're 18 years or older, come on out and let's have some good time, listen to some good music.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about Ricochet. You guys have been around for a while, playing great country music. What's going on in the Ricochet world these days?
Well, you're not going to believe this, Josh. I'm 56 years old, and I just signed a new record contract with a company called Encore Entertainment. Signed this deal last year. We've been working on getting a new product out to our fans. Our fans have been asking for new music for, well over a decade now. It's been over a decade since we released anything new. And so we decided that it's time. I think once the decade is it's time to release new music, So we went in and recorded. Actually, we recorded this quite some time ago. I had this stuff in a can for a while, but we've never had an opportunity to release it on a nationwide basis. So we got some brand new stuff out right now. The album is due for an August 8th drop. A few singles have already been dropped to the DSPs, the old digital service providers like Spotify and iTunes, Pandora, all of those DSPs. And man, I'm just very excited. It's 16-song project, 10 of which are brand new songs. We decided to go in and give some of the hits a little bit of a I don't know, a facelift, maybe.
Fair enough.
If that's just kind of re-record it and kind of update a few of these old songs. And so 6 of them are songs that you'll remember from the old days, but 10 of them are brand new songs. Just like everyone asked, they wanted new music. We're giving them new music.
Sounds like a plan to me. So some great, and I'm hold on. Let's start over with that. So, and I'm sure it's the same Ricochet sound that we all know and love from all the way back.
Oh yes, I mean, with the big harmonies are there, and the true country instrumentation, your guitar and your fiddle, your steel guitars. It's just I just when I started putting Ricochet together back in 1993, I was a big fan of the group Restless Heart, so I knew I wanted a band that had big vocals. So everyone I added to the band to be able to sing a part, and but I also knew I'm a huge country music fan. I mean, I'm a big fan of Merle Haggard, and Dad was a big Hank Senior fan. I bet my dad probably the biggest Hank Senior fan to ever breathe fresh air. And so I'm just one of those guys that loves traditional country. So I wanted that traditional instrumentation. I wanted to have steel guitar. I'm not sure. I've never really done the research on this, but if I had to guess, I would say that we were the first band, as far as not solo artists, but the first to feature fiddle and steel guitar in our instrumentation. And then you add to that the big vocals, like the big West Coast Eagle style harmonies. It just kind of gave us a unique sound that really wasn't out at the time, and no one had really latched onto that particular mix of instrumentation and vocals, and well, it just became our sound. So I don't know how if I'm to be I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but every time I've had to make a change in the band, and the band has gone through some changes in the past couple of decades,
as most would, right?
And yes, that happens. But every time I made a change, I made dang sure that they could not only play at least one or two instruments, but they also everybody in the band said.
Yeah, absolutely, and big vocals are a great thing, a great description of you guys with the huge harmonies and things, and in fact, that led to you guys are super popular at performing the national anthem, and you guys are the only country artist to ever chart with the national anthem.
Well, that's what I always thought, but I believe it's more accurate to say we were the first country artist to ever.
Well, let's
chart
say
the
that
national
then
anthem.
you were the first people to chart it.
Yeah, I believe Faith Hill has had a charting single on it since then, and maybe even a Little Big Town. I want to say a couple other country artists have done it, but we were the first country artist. Now we weren't. That's not to say we're the first recording artist.
Right.
There was a blind blues singer that sang it at the World Series, and his name escapes me right now. I want to say Flaco Jimenez.
Maybe
I'll have to look that up.
Fair enough.
But anyway, back in '67, one of the World Series, he sang it and then went in the studio, recorded it, and it hit the chart. It hit the Billboard charts then, and then of course we all remember the incredible Whitney Houston version during the first Gulf War. But we were the first country band to ever chart the national anthem, and for several years after we released it, we didn't even mean for it to be a single.
Right.
We recorded it and we shot it out to country radio during the end of Daddy's Money's time on the chart.
Mm-hmm.
But we were kind of going for it number one, and we thought the July 4th holiday was coming up, and we thought, well, let's send out our version of the national anthem, and perhaps they'll back it. They'll the next song they play will be Daddy's Money, and they'll get a few extra spins out of it. And we did, and Daddy's Money ended up being number one for 2 weeks. And I want to say that second week was mostly due because of us sending out the national anthem and radio stations deciding to play the two back to back.
Right.
So,
it didn't hurt that Daddy's Money is a pretty good song too.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to take away from that. I wish I'd written it. I'd be living in a lot nicer house right now. But the truth is, yeah, Daddy's Money was the number one song on the charts that week, and our version of the Star Spangled Banner was the hot shot debut on the charts that week as well.
That's very cool. Another big one that you guys did with super huge with the harmonies and things, and we still play it every year. Is you guys did Let It Snow is a really cool version of that too.
Well, thank you. I've kind of let that one fall by the wayside. The current band hasn't worked that one up to do it live, but you never know. This Christmas we might have to add a few Christmas songs, and maybe that'll be one of them.
There you go.
I lost my bass singer, so I don't have that.
Right.
Buddy, I don't have that anymore.
Yeah, well, you can make it. It'll work for somebody else. But yeah, that's a staple of our Christmas library still. It's a fun one for sure. You guys have had, you guys have won a lot of awards. You've had a lot of songs on the radio. And I said something to somebody the other day about Ricochet is going to be there. And they looked at me and I said, Daddy's Money, Ease My Troubled Mind, and rattled off a bunch of other. Oh, Ricochet, yeah. So whether you were familiar with the name or not, I promise you're familiar with their music. And here's a great opportunity to see Ricochet live for free at the Fox in Hayes. And I would imagine we're going to hear all of our favorite Ricochet songs. And if you got a new album coming, probably some new stuff too, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, we're going to give all, Love Is Stronger Than Pride and What Do I Know and and Daddy's Money, of course, all the songs that the people remember from us back in the 90s. And we have worked up a couple of new tunes that we, some stuff that I've written over the years that we finally got on an album. And I'm anxious to play some of this new music for the folks as well.
Absolutely. I've always been a big fan of Blink of an Eye. I like that one too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That was a fun song. We shot that video in Canada.
Oh, yeah?
We were up there on a short little tour, and we had a couple of days off. And the video director, Stephen, his last, I want to say Goldblum, but that's not right. Goldsberg. Anyway,
you can lie to us. We wouldn't know.
The video director was from Canada, and gosh, he's an award-winning video director as well. He directed several Faith Hill videos. I think This Kiss was one of his, but he was he was from Canada, so we rented a little warehouse and spent a couple of days in it and turned it into the Ricochet Laboratories for the blink of an eye. We tried to, as you know from the song, we tried to figure out certain things like how fast is a speeding bullet and how fast is Superman fly, things like that. It was a cute little silly video, but that's kind of what the song called for.
Absolutely, and it's a fun one, like you said. The video's fun, the song is fun. It's a good toe tapper, and you guys, I mean, you have that. You've got good toe tap, sing along, have some fun, but then you've got some good, nice, slow, good old '90s country ballads too. You guys got it all.
You gotta have those. You gotta have those songs for the ladies.
Absolutely.
The ladies love the love songs. So we tried to remember that they're the ones that are buying the concert tickets. They're the ones that are buying most of the records, and they're the ones that are dragging their boyfriends out to the shows. So
absolutely,
we do a little section in our show just for the ladies.
Perfect. Sounds like a great time. Again, Ricochet live on Friday night at the Fox Theater in Hayes. Tickets are free. You don't even have to get a ticket. Just make sure you get up there because there will be a capacity, of course. It will fill up. So, but you can go in, check it out. There are going to be 6 bands playing on Thursday night and Friday night, different bands each night. Some local favorites and some regional favorites as well. We talked to the Bottom of the Barrel earlier. They're going to be right before Ricochet, and they've got kind of a bluegrassy, rocky, bluegrassy country sound. It's pretty interesting stuff. So it's going to be a great night of music. So what else do we need to know about Ricochet?
Well, as I said, we have this new album out, and you can go to our website, or I'm sure you can go to our website, which is ricochetonline.com, to find out how you can reserve your copy of it. And we don't have any physical pieces with us just yet. As I said, it won't drop until August 18th.
Right.
But you can pre-order yours right now. So check out our website, ricochetonline.com, and get yourself some new music. Who knows? It might be a decade before we decide to record again.
There you go.
That's not true.
and then, of course, I'm sure you guys will have some merch and hats and T-shirts and things at the show as well.
You betcha we will, certainly. So have some a live album that we do sell, and some brand new caps and some brand new T-shirts and koozies and things of that nature. So come on out, get yourself a little memento to remember the night, and just have a good time with us. We're looking forward to playing to our Hayes, Kansas fans. Absolutely.
It's going to be a great time. I have one more question for you.
All right.
The name Ricochet, what's the inspiration? Where'd that come from?
Well, that's kind of a long story, but I'll give you the Reader's Digest version.
Perfect.
We had a manager when I first put the band together. I moved to Nashville to join a group called Lariat, and Lariat had the two original brothers in the band, Ricochet, Jeff and Junior Bryant, were the leaders of this band, and they had a former manager, a guy named Ed Burlingame, who was not the most honest and upstanding businessman in the world. That's putting it nice. He actually, the brothers thought that he was going to register the name through the Library of Congress, and he did, but he registered it in his name as opposed to theirs. So whenever I joined the band, I only got to play on Lariat for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it fell apart because, like I said, they just had a management change. And they found out that Ed had given all of their dates to a new band that he had put together and decided to name them Lariat since he owned the rights to the name. Huh. So our band members kind of started dropping like flies because we were looking at a summer with no dates, and our guys just started trying to find work wherever they could.
Right.
And it was down to just me and the 2 brothers at one point. And so it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I got to rebuild the band the way I wanted it. And we needed a new name, and our new manager owned a nightclub in Columbia, Missouri called the Silver Bullet. Mm-hmm. And it just so happens that the Silver Bullet band was already taken by Bob Seger.
Right.
So we couldn't call ourselves that. So they thought it would look cool, and our manager and his wife thought it would look cool on the sign out front if the Silver Bullet presents Ricochet. So
there you go.
You get it? Bullet, Ricochet.
I get it. Works? I love it.
And it was kind of cool, when we finally got our first charting single, because we could say that we had a single that was like number 12 with a bullet, or number 10 with a bullet. Whereas it was still moving up the charts. That's what you radio guys call with a bullet.
Right.
So.
Absolutely. I love it. That's great. So now we know. If you were ever wondering how and why Ricochet got their name, now you know.
There you go.
All right. Well, thanks, Heath. We appreciate your time on the show today, and we will look forward to seeing you live at the Fox in Hayes on Friday.